Well, let's get some musics going. I'm not going to be here for very long today, by the way. But are we doing Halloween-y? A little late, but we'll go with it. All right, let me get my code window up. All right, where's my code window? There we go. Okay. You know, it's funny. It's overcast. It seems very dark outside, comparatively. It's funny that the camera picks up so much light from it anyway. I would not think that the camera would look so bright, but it does. Okay, with that, I think that we're ready to go. So let's go live. Okay, so one thing that I need to do, that we need to get prepared for, is so there's going to be some downtime tonight at the data center. They're replacing a network switch, so that means rpc.digitalcache.dev would have about 15 minutes of downtime. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and see if I can just sync all the blockchain data over. I need a better way to do snapshots of that. I guess, let's see. I've got the replica system. Yeah, okay. So what I'll do is I'll copy the replica system over and start it up, because I can pause that one. I can pause the replica system. So the way that rpc.digitalcache.dev is structured is it runs on three nodes. So there's the primary rpc.digitalcache.dev, which is very lightweight. It's just a single program. It could run anywhere. Then there is the primary dash core, which is manual update. And then there's the secondary dash core, which is automatic update. And the secondary dash core, I can take that down, then copy everything, copy all the data over to another instance in another data center. And, oops, I'm getting my Authy up here so I can enter in some two-factor authentication. What was I saying? Copy it over to another data center so that it's intact. Start them both back up. Put the rpc.digitalcache.dev on that instance, and then just swap the DNS record, and then everything should be fine. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Let me see if my 6-digit code here will work. It might not. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Let's see. All right. Wrong code. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. The idea is that setting up a new RPC Digital Cache Dev instance should only take a matter of a few minutes. So, yeah, I'll just bring this browser over and we'll do this real quick. So I'm going to create a new droplet. We're going to use, it doesn't really matter what region we use. We're just going to use, let's see. Yeah, we do have to, unfortunately, we do have to use something with at least 32 or at least 4 gigs of RAM. So this $32, I think, is what we're going to have to do. Can I get cheaper on that? Okay, 4 gigs of RAM. That should be all right. We're only going to run it for a day, ostensibly. So that should be, we're going to need disk volume. So let's go with 100 gigs of disk volume. Anything that I run, I do automated backups on, but we already have a backup for this, so I don't need that. Improve monitoring. Sure. We're just doing one. Interesting. Huh. And then this is going to be rpc2.digitalcache.dev. All right, create droplet. There we go. All right, so this will be available in 30 seconds or so. And then we'll get things copied over. That'll happen in the background. We'll do some copying in the background. That'll just take some time. So what will I need to do? Let's see here. All right, this is ready to go. And we've got IPv4. So root at this, and then this will be curl webinstall.dev/ssh add user, type to sh. So that'll get the user set up, then we'll log in as the normal user. And what I'll do is I'll actually sign in to the domain register. Register. And I'll add this as rpc2.digitalcache.dev, just like it says there. We will, hopefully this will only take a minute. I just wanted to do this on stream since this is M&O funded. So this is an official resource for Dash. It needs to be up even if my data center is doing maintenance. All right, so digitalcache.dev. I'm just logging in over here. I'm going to copy that IP address over. Manage DNS. Okay. And then all right. RPC2. All right. So now we got the domain pointing there, and we shouldn't need that again. Let me go ahead and get logged in. So now this should be rpc2.digitalcache.dev. All right. There's just a number of tools that I like to have installed. So I'm just going to print this out. Yeah, we need to do apt-get update, sure. And then apt-get install a bunch of tools. And then, yeah, we'll go ahead and do that one. And then we'll do that one. All right. So I'll just get this set up as a normal development machine, essentially. All right, so let me take this back over here. Okay. Whoops. So we're going to log out of this machine and log back in. All right. And now we're going to install -D. And I'm going to log into the other one here. Get logged into the replica instance. So I'm going to tell this one to stop -d. It's going to shut it down cleanly. Sometimes that takes a minute. Okay, SSH pub key. Oh. All right. So we're going to take this pub key. We're going to bring it over here into authorized keys. We actually won't need that one anymore. I need to take that one off my list. And I need to update these with my ED keys. It's like one of my ED keys is there. Anyway. Okay. So with that out of the way, we should now be able to rsync. Let's see. First, we got to look at the mounted volume. Oops. And then I think the folder will be detected automatically if it's called -core. Yeah. So -core. So we need to sudo this. Then we need to chown it as app. Oh, right. Sudo. And now we should be able to rsync over from here to there. AVHP our -core to app. Well, we don't even need to do app because it's the same. rpc2.digitalcache.dev mount -core. And we'll quote this star so that it goes over correctly. And actually, we should do SCP because it's going to be a little faster because it doesn't do any checksumming and we're doing from an empty directory. I forget, though, if I need to... How do I need to do this? I think I do it this way. I think I get rid of the slashes with SCP, whereas with rsync, you need to have the slashes. All right. Yes. And boom, there we go. So this is copying over. Might have been quicker if I did a tarball or something, but let's see how much data is copied over already. $29 megs. That's not a lot at all. That's very, very slow. Why is this so slow? This should be going at 10 megabytes per second. I'm wondering if something else is going on. This 2 megs is really, really slow. Let's see. It's between New York and Salt Lake. That shouldn't be a big deal. Anyway, we're just going to go ahead and let that go for a while. Okay, we're almost up to 100 megs, but that took a minute. Let's see. If it's 100 megs a minute, how long is it going to take? What is it? How many gigs? Let me see how many gigs this is. All right, let's just look at this. DU/SH mount storage -core. 86 gigs. That's not a really good speed. Okay, that picked up some speed. Maybe it's because it's small files. Because that was already going faster than it was going before. But still, I mean, that's really slow. We needed to go about 10 times faster. Or 100 times faster. Okay, so it's 1/5 of a gigabyte. So we take this times 4 times 10. Well, in any case, okay, so we'll just go ahead and get this thing set up with the RPC, and then once everything's copied over, you know, we'll start up dash D, and then the only thing that we need to do for dash D to work, there's dash HD service install. So I just run that command, and it will automatically figure out, I think it automatically will figure out this because it's dash core. Let me do dash help on this and see what we get. Yeah, if matching directory dash core is found, it will be used automatically. Okay. So basically, we're just going to run this command, and then that's it. A full node is set up. So we're just syncing over the blockchain in advance so that it doesn't take 3 days to sync over the blockchain. Instead, it's only going to take several hours. What's the next thing that we need to do? And let me get this out of the way as well. Okay, so the next thing that we needed to do was just go to RPC digitalcache.dev. We're going to go to the code. Here in the code, we have instructions on how to get this set up and running. We are... Actually, I think I'm just going to copy over. Do we have a pull request open still? Correct use. September 5th. Okay. So I should release another version of this that includes some of the updates, because there were some minor updates that went into here. I'm not going to do that right now. I'll do that later. There's some more work that's going to be done on this soon, which is why I, back in August or September rather, didn't publish the update from the few things that were done. Okay, so anyway, we'll just go ahead and get this thing running. The API will work the same. It was some front-end updates that were different. So yeah, we just need to grab this file. We're going to grab Linux AMD64, copy link address. Oops, -L-O. All right, and then we need serve. I'm actually going to go check and see how this other one was set up. Okay. So mkdir-p on that. And then we were going to use serviceman. I'm also going to use pathman. Just because it's so easy to do this. All right, so we got it in the path. And we're moving that into bin. And I think we're pretty much done. We just need to copy and paste one more command to get that unit file template created. And okay. So this is not going to listen externally, so I'll just go ahead and show what this dash config looks like. So we're only binding to localhost here, which is why it's okay for you to see the password. We're just going to make the password app. That's what I'm going to do here. This is going to be a mainnet thing. Password's going to be app. Which means that this right here, password is app, username is app. And this should be on the production port. This is going to listen on port. We're going to make this 3080 to mirror what the other one's doing. And that should be good. Okay, so now dash RPC proxy. We're probably going to see a message. Wait, what did I do wrong? Really? There we go. All right, cool. So failed to start. Probably because it's missing its env file. What does it say? Invalid argument. Oh, okay. So documentation's a little out of date. So instead of all of this, it should just be RPC URL, HTTP app, app at localhost, 9998. I think that's... Okay, and then I'm going to have to add a force to that. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, listening. Great. And then we're going to need caddy as well because this is not being proxied elsewhere. And I think I've got the caddy file for this in an issue. Add caddy file example. Yeah. And this is rpc2.digitalcache.dev. When we go to fix that up later, we'll change it. And yeah, we should just be able to reverse proxy that, no problem. And then we'll add the caddy file itself. So looks like that should be good. So now, once the blockchain's copied over, we should be good to go. So rpc2.digitalcache.dev. There we are. Boom. So we're not going to actually be able to do any calls with this because it's not. And this, it says testnet because that's the default, because it can't detect anything. So all we got to do is swap RPC2 to RPC dot, get rid of the 2. Once the file's finishing copying over, we start this up, we test that it actually works, and then we move right along. So let me do one more thing here to make sure that that's all good, or just check progress. Okay, so 80 times as long as this is taken, then it will be ready. So I'm going to move this window over to here. And actually, there is one last thing I'm going to do, which is I'm going to copy over the other files. Okay. Oh, I was going to copy over some files. I was looking at something on my phone real quick. So I'll just go ahead and do this here so you can see. This is just stuff that's going to be available in the next release anyway. But rpc2.digitalcache.dev, and then it's the same path on both. So I'm just copying over those public files. Actually, whoops, I need to do it this way, I think. Which I can always fix it if I happen to get it wrong, but I think like this. Yes. And that just copies over a couple of files. And then if we look here, there's the public, and the public has the public inside of it. So I need to move these files here. So that means we're going to have the same problem on the other side. I'll also need to make sure that the storage volumes match. Okay, so let me go ahead and make sure that the storage volumes match. We're going to go into this mount. And I think the other one, let's check and see what it was called. Storage. So we're just going to link. Oops. We're just going to link the New York volume name to storage. Oops. So if we look into storage, boom, there we are. So I won't let it detect automatically. I'll make sure it uses that name. And the reason for this is because I have had problems before where it seems like the path gets embedded somewhere as part of the configuration. We don't want that. If the path gets embedded as part of the configuration, then it could want to resync the entire blockchain. So anyway, yeah, I'll just keep an eye on that. And probably when I get back this evening, I will switch it over until 6 in the morning tomorrow, and then I'll switch it back. So for most of my stuff, I just put a notice up and say, hey, you know, a little bit of downtime, but I do want to have, you know, 100% uptime on this. I mean, I want to have 100% uptime on a number of things, but, you know, it's like 15-minute window, whatever. On a Sunday, you know, late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. Typically not a big deal. All right, that's up to 1.5 gigs. Slow as molasses. All right, so back to what we were working on. This is where we left off. Nope, not this. I'm going to bring this over here to help remind me tonight. All right, so failed to fetch. That's not good. Let's figure out what that's about. It's probably that I don't actually have the server still up and running. No, I do. Okay. So let's figure out why failed to fetch failed. Okay. That's weird. Okay, that makes sense. It should be fetching the API. So something went wrong here where the URL... What is going on? Okay, wallet app, init P2P, RPC, what is this? Base URL. Okay, that makes sense. That's weird because we weren't having this problem before. Oh, it's Steve. Okay. Let's make sure that... Oh, okay, so something's not working here. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Bad gateway. Oh. Oh, there's an oops-a-daisy. I think I see what happened. I'm not sure. Loading block index. Okay. So it looks like I just caused a small amount of downtime for the last 15 minutes or whatever. Because I think that my configuration file was looking at the wrong node. I'm going to go check this. Dash proxy env. All right, node is 121. Okay, let's go check that out. So does this node have the wrong name? So I think that my dash D2, let's see, 121. All right. Dash D1, 122. Okay, I see what happened here. Okay, so I actually had the names swapped. So it was actually pointing to the secondary, not to the primary. Let's see. I think I know why that is. All right, I'm going to correct that. Okay, note to self. All right, RPC password is this one. Okay, I see what happened. Yeah, so it was documented wrong. So I actually have in the config file, it says, primary -D1, and it had the IP addresses swapped because when they were set up, they were actually set up in such a way that one ended up with the IP address 121 or 122, and two ended up with the IP address 121. I think that was because I fat fingered something when I was doing the setup, and I hit 2 by mistake instead of 1 when I was originally setting up. Anyway, so that will be fixed momentarily. Okay. Now let's refresh this. All right, we're all good then. All right, and I'm going to refresh this one more time once I've stopped the secondary service. So here we go. Boom. All right, there we are. Okay, cool. So that's working. A little embarrassing, especially, you know, live and everybody seeing that I just made a goofo. My bad. Had a typo earlier on. Had the wrong IP address. All right, so now we just have error, WebSocket connection failed or not. Okay, so now we're in the meat of the problem, and I do have to keep an eye on the time. I probably won't be able to work on this for very long right now, because I'm going to have to go. I've got an hour drive ahead of me to get up to the data center. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to put a table here. We're going to show the connection pools. And that's when this is really going to start to take shape, because this is, now we're getting into the real unique complexity. Most of the stuff up to this point has just been, you know, as far as the changes I've been doing in the last couple of streams, it's stuff that we would have for any wallet application. Now we're going to get into the stuff that is unique to the CoinJoin application. Because, you know, all this stuff we did with the settings, I'd want to have, you know, when I am working on the address wallet, which I believe is, well, I don't know if I could say I believe. I hope is still going to end up passing. What are we at? We're at -2 right now. More naysayers than I would have thought. I actually find that kind of interesting. And then this one, of course, is just cruising along, just as expected. But I was expecting this one to cruise along. I'm going to be submitting another, not this one, sorry. This one is the one that needs to be removed. This one, I was expecting it to be cruising along as well. So I'm kind of confused about that. So I'll go ahead and give a link to this. We'll just give the dash central link. The actual proposal, you can go here or here to see the actual proposal. So just in case anybody's interested, there we go. All right. So yeah, I've got my big one coming up. Yeah. Anyway, so that stuff's pretty normal. This is where we're doing the unique stuff. We've got the to-do right there. We'll go ahead and put a section in here. I imagine that we're going to have actually 2 sections. I'll go ahead and mark those now. One is going to be nodes. And the other one is going to be pools. And so we're just going to build up a table based on this information that we get. And I'm not sure exactly what that's going to look like yet. But we know we're going to have multiple nodes connected. And I should be able to go, let's see in here. I actually want to console.log more information. I think this is what we got. Chosen Evo node. They're not, it's not actually Evo nodes, it's just CoinJoin nodes, whatever type of node it is. I just hate the term master node so much. I try to avoid it whenever I can. Because it just sounds so dorky, you know? The master nodes. There's a business in Salt Lake called Master Control. I have no idea what they do. Master Control SLC. Let's see if we can find them. Master Control. Quality management software. It's just such a dorky name. I just, you know, because they're trying to be cute because of Tron. But it's so dorky. I can't even. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is going to be our information. Host port type. And we also need to declare, so it's going to be a few more things. I'm just going to get GPT to scaffold this out for me. I need an HTML table to use as a template to represent these connections. We'll just get rid of host name. All right, mainnet. We'll go with that. And then it should spit out. There we go. THTR T-body. Oh, look at that. It even made a nice little template for me. How cute. That's just what I wanted, actually. All right, that's great. And I'll probably want to sort these by network anyway. But I think we'll keep a few open on both networks, mainnet and testnet, regardless of the network that we're currently on, so that when we switch between them, we've got that information readily available. And that would be something that would be useful to cache, so that it would persist between restarts and we could say, this is what we were connected to, and these are the pools that are available. All right. And then we probably want like a last message or something. Maybe a connected at. I'm imagining this being the date and this being the time. I don't know. Maybe put those two together. Maybe this being date and time and this being most recent, just the time. I could see that. That could work. Okay, so it also gave me dot content. Yeah, okay. That's about right. Okay. Okay. So we're going to need to get a list of keys. And we're going to need to be able to figure out more info from there. Okay, so we got networks and we got peers. They're not really peers. Peers is the wrong term. But we won't refactor that right now. But they are not peers. Okay, create coin join session. All right, once we got this visualized, we're going to clean this up because this should not be operating on that. Okay, are you... Ah, Yellow Jacket, get out of here. Yeah, leave, leave. Thank you. Got the door open. It's chilly outside, but it's good. Okay. Oh, okay, so that's not going to work at all, period. Oh, that's weird. Maybe we should have it details as well. Okay. Okay, this is annoying music. Skipping. Oh, whoops. I don't think I'd ever seen this message come through. So let's just get rid of that, because I don't think that's real. We can redo it again if we need to, but... What does the height have to do with anything here? Start height. Why does that matter? P2P init WebSocket. Let's go take a look. It's probably part of the protocol or something. Version. Okay. That makes sense then. Yeah, I'd like to move more of the P2P stuff into its own. And I'd actually like to allow P2P to have more connections. I don't know how many we need to pick. But we can choose that. That can be one of the things here is on our, in here we can say, you know, have a little form or something. You know, what are the max connections? Label. Inputs. Type is number. Step is 1. Min is 1. Max is 4,000. How many connections can we have at a time? I think the browser's going to set a limit. May 15. So probably 6. Depends on what year information was published. It is voiced by browsers. You goof. Let's see, do we have anything from MDN? What's the maximum number of WebSocket connections allowed per browser tab, also per domain? Okay, so 6 is probably what we should target. We're going to pick 6 because we want this to work. And I don't want to implement any of the layering on top of this that would allow multiplexing over a single WebSocket connection, because I don't want to do it. So we're gonna put in here. Okay. All right, window.alert. Not implemented yet. Okay, we got that. Okay, so it's about time for me to go. I'm going to say... All right. Oh, I kind of do want to ride the motorcycle up, but it's a big commitment. An hour in the cold, and it's going to get colder. I think I'm just going to take the car. If it was only 20 minutes or half an hour, it'd be so nice to take the motorcycle up. Plus not having to deal with parking. Okay. So here we are here. That's good. Let's get back to connections. What was it? Connections dot for each or something. Yeah. Okay. I just want to get to a point where we can see something new here, and then I'm going to head out. So, if I remember correctly, again, the name Piers is wrong here, but network info. I'll do hosts. Okay. We probably need in that connection info. All right, I'll leave this one as a to-do. Or maybe I won't. Oh, this is data name. Is that what we're doing? Okay, yeah, this data name, so we're going to do... Because that doesn't get serialized by JavaScript. It's just a string value. It's part of how I distinguish between the two. Alrighty. All right, so maybe if we just refresh, maybe, probably not, but maybe it'll just work. All right, WebSocket connection failed, so that's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Okay, so keeps on failing to make WebSocket connections. Oh, that's an unusual number of failures in a row. It looks like everything is correct. Yeah, there's... All right, let's see. What network are we on? We're on mainnet. Let's switch to testnet. I have a theory. A game theory. No, my theory is that the yet unreleased digitalcache.dev may be trying to connect to the wrong node. I don't know. Var log. Let me go look at logs here. Okay, now it's connected. Yeah, it takes a minute to connect, I guess. I don't know. This is one where, rather than waiting for the real connections to happen, we might need render pool info. All right, there we go. Object document fragment. No, my only weakness. So we might need to create a fragment to hold these. All right, Jippity. Fix this. All right, import node. Rows. What about making rows a document fragment itself? Okay, let's see if this works. All right, so we don't need row.content, just row will work. Okay, let's see if this will work. Hallelujah, and pass the ammunition. Oh wait, the soundboard's not on. Okay, let's try that again. All right, there we go. Cool. So now that we can end on a good note, I think we'll end on a good note. We're not going to do this. We're going to do networkinfo.network. Oh, and we need to change type goes there. Wait, type. Oh, okay, type, network type, host and port, connected at, etc. All right. And then here we would use host name. Let's change that to host name. Host name. Host name. All right. Sweet. I kind of would like to turn that into a specific time ago. You know, 1 hour, 5 minutes, 30 seconds ago. Something like that. Well, then we'd have to have a ticker on the seconds. I don't really need a ticker on the seconds. Okay. Okay. So yeah, connected at. I don't really like the timestamp idea. And the last message, what I would do is just try to cut off the time. I'm going to ask GPT on that. I think it's to locale time. I could be wrong. Let's check this out real quick. What is it? New date, which is var d equals d dot to locale time string. There we go. That's probably good enough. I mean, I don't know that we're going to be running these things for days and days. So I think I would rather figure out Okay, here's how I'd like to solve this problem. Let's do let d equals new date. Let day equals d dot to locale date string. And then let's do let day equals okay. There we go. Boom. Got him. Okay. All right, this last thing, and then I'm heading out. All right, WebSocket failed. Sweet!
This was a triumph. Making a note here, huge success.
All right. I've got to head off here. Get an ETA. Man, I really want to ride the bike. I really want to ride the bike. Whoa! Wow. But I don't want to ride the. I don't know that I want to ride the bike for 2 hours, both there and back in the freezing cold. Dang it. Oh well. I'm gonna take the car. I'm not gonna ride the bike. I'll listen to an audiobook or something. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. And I will catch you later. Adios. Oh wait. I'm gonna whip this. Adios.